Welcome in, Peter. Hey, JJ. Welcome in, Charlie Brown. How are you guys? Seven to five. Wow, 10 hours sleep. That's gangster. How was your day otherwise? Yeah, same here. JJ, we did a ton today. It was registration day for son's school, so it's also called fee day because you have to pay the fees. Um, and then we mowed, we watered, we were busy all day. Yes, bud. Welcome in, Matt. How's everyone? Sorry, I keep putting it on mute real quick because son and mama are having a heated debate upstairs. Yeah, she said at 5 p.m. You've had enough sleep. That's hilarious. I don't know. I just fired this thing up. It's because you ate all the cookies, JJ. It's because you ate all the cookies. That's what happens. Yeah, we definitely got a late start today for sure. Um, it was we just had a lot to do this evening, so but that's okay. Got a bunch accomplished. Well, did you like them, Linda? And welcome in. I'll be honest, Charlie. Give me a day or two to have that big party. I need a little. I need a little 10-hour Peter sleep. Is dad or son better on the water slide? So in the one of the most recent videos we posted, Matt, um, son was he was on one of the slides. I was on the other two, but we did a bunch of racing this weekend again, and he's still a distant second place. He hasn't figured out how to get the speed that I can, and I give him a 2 second head start. Now, in fairness, I used to give him a 3 second head start. I've shaved it down to two because he is getting better. He's just not at my level yet. Well, how'd you like him, Paul? And welcome in. Um, there you go, Charlie. I like it. So, are we talking power tools or hand tools, JJ? Matt, it's late in the evening. Thanks for pointing it out. Oh, that's good stuff. That's how tired I am. I should have just wrote, "Is dad better on the water slide?" Thank you for pointing it out, Matt, though. I'm getting a little slap happy. I did hear a joke today. If you guys would like to hear it. No, rightfully so, Matt. Rightfully so. People are still voting though. You're a DeWalt guy, JJ. I'm a Ryobi when it comes to power tools. I'm a Husky when it comes to hand tools at this point. I used to be a Craftsman guy. Oh, what happened here? Woo! Thank you, JJ. And there you go. I was waiting for Peter to hit him up. Yeah, that one I can't even work with. 3 a.m. to 5 p.m. Are you serious, Charlie Brown? Yeah, Peter, that one was. There was no value in that one. That's a long day. All right, Peter, I think you got the point across. It's starting to chew up the chat. We call that the fortnight. Welcome in, Jories. Got Remus running around the house. They are super sour candies, and Son loves them. But I usually try to put something on screen that we could look at or at least talk about, and so I threw it there. What's up, Mom? Could you eat that apple pie? Because it's never going to get eaten. Could you eat that apple pie? Because it's never going to get eaten. Why won't you eat that? Yeah, Son loves them. According to him, they are extremely sour. So they're sour from, like, I remember the old Warheads when I was a kid, and the sour was all on the outside. This one's actually layered. So each layer brings a new sour into the mix. It's not just on the front end. JJ, I don't do much sour, or not much sour, much candy. So these are a Son special. Exactly, Matt. That's what I think in our demographic. That's what we grew up on, and then they made them more sour, and they called them like atomic warheads. But these are the new crop, and they are definitely more sour. I've had one. They're fairly aggressive. I get what you're saying, because in fair, I was about to say it. Call me on it, Peter. Jennifer's not here to call me on it yet. I gotta ask Son when he's done. He's upstairs getting prepped and ready for the bedtime routine. But when he comes down, I'll ask where he picks them up. I think he gets them at I think Target, if I had to guess. But it could be the dollar store in their like candy section too. So Dollar Tree. I've had Fluff, not a huge fan because I can't stand marshmallow. I've had Moxie, and I once upon a time had Vegemite, but it was so long ago, I'll be honest with you, I can't even remember what it tastes like, Matt. Have you had the three of them? Peter, I'm not looking at the wall, I'm looking at the TV because one of my favorite things of the year is currently on, and I'll explain that in a second. Where do you get these toxic waste candies?
Oh, me?
Yeah, where do you
By
get
the way, I'm on the other side of where you're looking.
Okay, what do you... I know. What
you actually got me those at Menards.
Oh, they're at Menards.
You can get them at the dollar store, Target, Jewel, anywhere.
Okay, you can't.
Yeah. Do I have clothes on here?
The main basket got taken up, so probably not. You still got soap on your arm, my guy.
What soap? What soap?
At least we know you use soap and you're not a soap dodger. Welcome in, Shannon. No, it's not, Peter. Little League World Series. I'm a huge, huge fan of Little League World Series. I've been looking, third to last comment. My classmates, but I don't know where to take her. Isn't even if I should, but I will think it too. If we're talking about the band, I literally watched them Friday night, and I think you were in the live when I was racing home to do it. What's up, bud?
Do you know where my tablet is?
I have no idea. You had it last.
It's probably over there. Oh, yeah. Okay, thank you.
Shannon says these are atrocious.
Very much.
Son agrees. I will say that I just composted an entire bag of marshmallows that were past their date. The entire bag was stuck to the interior of the bag. So yeah, the marshmallows are sticky usually no matter what. I just don't like the flavor of marshmallow. So for me, that's the issue with fluff. Moxie isn't that bad to me. I like Moxie okay. Vegemite, I remember not enjoying. I don't know why, and I can't remember what the flavor was, but I remember I didn't enjoy it. That is correct, Shannon. We got it. We fired it up right before the show started. It was an awesome show, absolutely awesome show. So it was the highlight of Lollapalooza for me. But yeah, right now I'm knee deep in Louisiana, Texas, in the Little League World Series. I coached Little League softball for almost 20 years, and played Little League from basically age 4 until age 18. So I love the Little League World Series. Out in New England. So my family's big on fluff. They make peanut butter and fluff sandwiches. So instead of using jelly, they use fluff. Again, not my thing. You don't think they're sour? We got a mixed bag on this. All right, I'm gonna change the poll since the poll doesn't even make sense, as Matt pointed out. There, now it's a yes/no question. Welcome in, Bod. How are you, sir? Yeah, son was just here. He had just wrapped up his shower, so we were playing a game outside, and it's actually pretty cool this evening. And the game is called Hose Roulette, which I'm happy to explain. But it kind of is in the title what it is. But the hose water is freezing, and I wouldn't call it a chilly night, but it's not a hot evening. So yeah, we needed the warm showers. I can't say I know what the smell of burning Vegemite smells like. Oh, really? That's the sound of the police. Yeah, we needed. It was one of those like cold because even our clothes were freezing. It was one of those colds that you just had to shake off with a warm shower. So, who's there? Hawaii who? I see how that works, Peter. I see how it works. So if Matt's still here, I wanted to give Matt a shot at hearing this one because Matt usually gets into the dad jokes. So Matt, are you still present? I know Peter is, and Peter likes a good dad joke. I get it, Peter. Okay, so do you want to hear the one I heard today? It sounds like a party for me and Matt to be at, Charlie Brown. So, koala bears are not technically bears. They're actually marsupials. Do you know why they're not actually bears? Giving dramatic pause for a guess. They only have 3 fingers. That's a decent guess. It's because they're not qualified. I didn't say it was a good one. I said I heard one today. That's what I said. And funny enough, it was in the Little League World Series. It was one of the kids telling a dad joke. He was in the interviews that they do with the players. He was giving his favorite dad joke. What? Okay, you answered it, Peter. I was gonna say I don't know, but that one works. There you go, Matt. And I don't have to use autocorrect because I'm just speaking. All right. Is he staying up? What, baby? Okay, can you find out? Oh, if you just stay in here between Matt and Peter, you'll pick enough up. Believe me. Matt has given me 2 of my most recent favorite ones, I can tell you that much. And they're both Caribbean based. Welcome in, Nerpo. If I said that wrong, let me know. So I take it since I got no reaction on Little League World Series, I'm the only goofball that watches this stuff. Rimas. Come on, buddy. I think it's just me and you. I don't know, spelled with a K. See, as a play on words, back to you, with no being spelled with a K. I honestly don't know, though. What's the shark's favorite saying? Man, that's a good one. I could see T-ball being a professional sport as somebody that once upon a time played and coached it. I think if you would win just by keeping the kids focused enough to actually play the game. That's how a team wins. I got it, Charlie Brown. That's a nice one. That one works. I was waiting for Matt to type up his legendary one. Oh, 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 oh. No, 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 no. Take it easy. Don't eat you so much. Don't eat so much. That's exactly it, JJ. How old were the kids when he was coaching football, Shannon? Like what level, I guess you could say, football teams? Peters, Utah, Nevada, an elimination game. I gotta glance up to catch the score. It's bases loaded, 2 outs. This is just pure tension. You see the parents freaking out in the stands. It's amazing. That's a great age, honestly, because they're old enough to want to do it, old enough to listen, and also still enthused to be there. This is the one, Shannon. This one right here. I love this one. But I'm going to go back, and I saw my ear doctor today. He told me that I was at the beginning stages of going deaf. The news is really hard for me to hear. That's a good one. Grand Slam. That's awesome, Shannon. I played Pop Warner, and we got to go to the equivalent a couple years. One year we played it at Arrowhead. A different year I played it at it's in Miami. It's no longer there. It used to be Joe Robbie Stadium, and now they built a new stadium. But Arrowhead's still there. However, at the time I played, it was AstroTurf, and it's been converted to grass. With your size, JJ, you'd have to either be a running back or a safety. In this game, well, right now it's 6-0 in the top of the first, but it's Little League baseball. Anything can happen at any time. But Utah's looking good. Now, when it goes to the World Series itself, I don't know. Japan and Chinese Taipei have been on a drought for a while, and the U.S. teams have been winning it. So I don't know. I just really enjoy it. Yeah, JJ and I are built similarly. The difference is I'm like probably six. I think 6 inches taller than JJ, but otherwise. It's the last. I think it's the last 8 years in a row. Now, bear in mind there was a few years off during COVID, but for the last 8 championships where international play was allowed, the U.S. has won it. Now, it's typically a team from California or Hawaii that ends up winning it all. Yeah, so that means I got 6 inches on you, JJ, and not a whole lot more pounds. Welcome in, Madison. All right, there are more people like sour candy than I thought. Probably hard to bring down too, right, Shannon? And I mean that in a good way. Everyone be kind. Madison, you're totally okay. JJ, the kid that's pitching for Nevada, is 5'6", 125 pounds. So he's 2 inches shorter than you, and he's got about 15 pounds on you. I've had quite a few of those in my day. About half from football, about half from hockey. I think I'm still okay on the whole. But that's to be determined. I have, Matt, and funny you say that. So I do we do like card collecting and stuff like that. And they're called breakers, because you buy into a break, you buy the team you want, and then they open the boxes of cards, and then you get your team instead of having to buy all, the boxes straight up, and then getting a bunch of teams or players you're not interested in. But they were sending everyone guava candy, and it was the card shop was out of Hawaii, and so I think it's popular in Hawaii too. But they were sending everyone like samples of guava candy. Now it was sealed and it was factory produced. It wasn't like grandma pulling it out of her purse. Remus, what you licking? Just relax. Just relax. So the only one with me tonight is the dog. Wait, did I miss a swear word? What happened? Did I miss it, Peter? I thought she was asking for popcorn. And maybe I'm just a dork and just completely misread that. How did that come back, Charlie Brown? And hopefully it wasn't recently. If it was, I'm sorry. If it wasn't, hopefully you can think of some of the good memories. Didn't you say Possum's got a bunch of tattoos? And don't you have some too, JJ? Remus, did you get it yet, bud? Is it because the lights are on? Do you want me to turn the lights off? You goofball. Yeah, you're a goofball. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Charlie Brown. Yeah, my, believe it or not, I still have 2 grandmas alive. However, all my grandfathers passed years ago. So I'm at the stage where I look back and think of happy memories, and it brings more of a smile as opposed to sadness. Or I tell stories to son about, his to him his great grandparents or great great grandfathers. Um, Funny enough, some of them where we train for taekwondo and where son goes to camp and where we play basketball, uh, the hall going to the field house where all the basketball courts are, it has the Hall of Fame. And so my grandpa, his great grandfather, is in, there's 3 different Hall of Fames there. He's in 2 of the 3 of them. And so it's something we share. So hopefully at some point it'll get to that for you. But I know when it's this fresh, it's really hard, Charlie Brown. So I'm very sorry for you. Well, we're happy you're here too, Charlie. And how are you still awake if you get called into work at 3 a.m.? I'm not gonna lie to you. I'd be struggling. Because that means he had to get up before 3 a.m. Even thinking about it's making me yawn. That's no lie. I'm dead serious. That was a real yawn. Wow, it's 8-0 in the top of the first. Utah is just jumping all over Nevada. I have an exact opposite emotion to that, Shannon. I am so looking forward to fall. So looking forward. Charlie Brown, you don't have to wait up for us. I promise you, we'll be back again a different day. And if you're tired, please, 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 sleep is way too important for your health. And I am all ears for anybody that's got tips on falling asleep faster. Because even though I'm super tired, I still struggle with falling asleep. I have been trying, like, call it white noise or ASMR, like nature sounds, and it seems to be helping. So I just make the room completely pitch black. But the problem is I have to let Mama fall asleep first because she likes the TV on when she falls asleep, and I can't fall asleep with the TV on. That's what I've been using, Shannon. But again, if I turn that on when Mama's still awake, and or I turn the TV off, That's not a happy mama. She very much needs the TV on. Doesn't matter what it is, as long as it's at that annoying loud level. Like loud enough that you can still hear it, but not loud enough that you can actually really hear what's going on. Face down. Yeah, that's not. I'm a side guy. Which I don't mean to make it sound creepy, but you know, everyone's got a sleep position, whether they're back sleepers, stomach sleepers, or side sleepers. I am definitely a fall asleep on the side guy. It would also help if I didn't have 90 pounds worth of dogs sprawled out, like literally over the top of me, like he is right now in my lap. I appreciate the tips. I the next one I'm gonna ask for, like I said, is how to get the big dog. And I know the argument is don't let the dog in the bed, but I got two sons. One's a little hairier than the other. Did you get it yet? What are you so itchy for? So you need your TV on too. Yeah, I think. Now, I don't usually ask, like, again, I don't usually ask personal things of the chat, but what size TV does everyone have in their bedroom? And maybe you don't have a TV in your bedroom, which is totally cool too. No TV for JJ, that's probably a good call. Peter's at 50. Charlie Brown's at 20. Okay, 50 inches. So I think that's part of the problem. For years, we had a 32 inch, which I thought was more insufficient. But there used to be neighbors across the street, and you guys have seen the neighbors across the street plenty of times. They're the ones with the yellow truck and the black truck, but that's the new neighbors. The former neighbors that used to live there, they we used to play Call of Duty all the time. So they basically, after son was born, they had a daughter at about the same time we had son, and so we'd be playing on a 32-inch TV on our side, and Mama was always complaining that the reason she was getting sniped was because she couldn't see because we had too small of a TV. And so she made us, for our bedroom, go out and get a bigger TV. So we now have a 60-inch TV in our bedroom. Now, our master bedroom is not a small bedroom. It's not big by any means either, but it does brighten the room sufficiently that it bothers me. So I need it off to fall asleep, whereas Mama has to have it on. But it brightens the room significantly. Welcome in, Llama. How are you? How's it going, Jennifer? We're talking sleep tips and the size of TV you have in your bedroom. Let me see it. I used to do the eye mask, Shannon. No lie, I tried that for a stint. And then I'd wake up with it all sorts of all over the place. 85-inch for the living room last month. Good gosh, Matt. You're like an IMAX in your living room. Hey, that's no worries, JJ. Like I said, it's probably not wise to have a TV in your bedroom. Just because we do doesn't make it right. As long as you're not helping him with that pillow, Shannon, then it's totally okay. Remus is done with me trimming the nails. Come on, I just need to get it a little short. Come back here, you galoot. I'm getting them tomorrow. Disney piano music. Does that have a video with it too? Oh no, by 3 a.m., Peter, it's definitely off. So Mama's usually asleep. Like last night when the live ended, she was already asleep. She gets up at 4 a.m. for work. So, um, and I have no problem going up there while she's still awake and watching TV. It's just then the problem is I start watching it, and then to everyone's suggestion about turning off the thoughts or your brain waves, I don't do that very well once I start watching whatever's on TV. So that's why I've switched to cutting it as soon as I can and then turning to the um, like ambient sounds, white noise, whatever you prefer to call it. So like nature sounds, ASMR, that kind of thing. Yeah, funny thing is, JJ, our living room TV is 55, our bedroom TV is 60. And our living room could use a larger one, not an 85 like Matt's room, because our living room just couldn't support it. And if you got the room for it, I say heck yeah, go for it. But yeah, we put it over the fireplace, and so we couldn't fit. We could probably go up to 60, and we'd be okay. Really hard techno, really? Nice. So the funny, the funny part about that, Shannon, is there's a few haunted houses we go to that they have, instead of a dark maze, they have what's called a white maze. So it's basically painted completely pure white. Then they put in fog, lasers, and strobes, and then you have to navigate your way out. But the soundtrack for those white mazes is just pure like industrial techno to really disorient you. So whenever Mama hears, and she almost has a panic attack in those environments, whenever she hears like hard techno music, she she immediately says, "Turn this stuff off. It's giving me like PTSD." So it's funny that you find that relaxing, whereas Mama finds it like jarring. Madison, you're always welcome. Welcome in, Jacob. How's the evening? I listen to it and it goes, what is TZIKIA? Yeah, the ocean sounds I could do, but I prefer like forest sounds, if that makes sense. Yeah, that's kind of how Mama feels in those white mazes, so that's why it's a little jarring. room boundaries. Like, yeah, rain and forest. Now we're talking. I'm doing good, Jacob. On my end, I won't speak for others, but I'm doing all right. It was a decent second Monday, as we like to call it at the office. So, as one of Matt's jokes goes, um, with weekdays and strong days, but we always joke at the office that there's weekends and then there's first Monday, second Monday, third Monday, fourth Monday, fifth Monday. Mama, the chat has been asking about you, and now that you're on an ice run, you could at least you could just pop your head in and say hi to know that I'm not just talking to myself. Oh, okay. Mama's doing a late night ice run to the ice machine. Yes, no Giga Kia tonight. They were out while we were mowing and watering. And I've come to the conclusion that I'm not going to have anything this year pretty much besides gourds and pumpkins because they've sort of taken over every single garden. It's crazy. She's letting the dog out while she's doing her ice run, and the dog is not happy with me right now because he was getting his nails trimmed. I've yet to meet a dog that likes nail trimming. Well, welcome in, Damien. And what'd you think of him? Did you like him? Not like him? Wait, Charlie Brown, you were in another live too? All kidding aside, Mama was in a. She was scrolling through lives earlier today, and she saw a couple different people that come to ours in lives. And she was like so proud of herself that she knew people's names. It is a good joke, Jennifer. You got to parlay that one around. See, there she is. Yep, second Monday. No, that it's going back to there's first Monday, second Monday, third Monday, fourth Monday, fifth Monday. I think, anyways, but that's how we talk about it at work because basically a work day is a Monday. I like how Shannon's going through a litany of how could you be bleeding? Yeah, they're pretty mid, Jennifer. They are pretty mid. I was happy for this one to be in the books. But reality came back really hard because it was registration and fee day at Son's school. So it reminded me very quickly of why I have first Monday, second Monday, third Monday, fourth Monday, fifth Monday, because when you pay for school, the check's got to clear. You taking a long weekend, Jennifer? Shannon, have you seen that new? I think it's a Fancy Feast commercial, or it's something with the lady's sitting with her cat, and the kid yells out, "Hey, I tripped or I fell," and she's like, "Band-aids are in the counter and or in the cabinet," and the kid yells out from a distance, "But I'm bleeding," and she's like, "Yeah, take two," because she doesn't want to disturb the cat. I actually think that one's hilarious because we're kind of at the point in the career at Son's age where that's our response, and our cat is 15 years old. So if she happens to be on our lap, we're like, we don't want to disturb the old cat. Yep. Oh, finally have it. Yeah, it's the good news is thankfully they do most of the paperwork for you, but that goes part and parcel with when you gotta pay the fees we do. And I know I'm completely understand that we choose parochial school, which is more costly, but the good news is they handle most of the paperwork. The bad news is you gotta cut the check. Well, Gomez, do you like sour candy? Because if you do, I've had these. They're extremely sour. So if you like sour candy, you should try them. Gotcha. Yeah, the only option we have at Sun School is milk. It's still the facility. I think it was built in 1901. I'm not kidding you. So they don't do any lunch program of any kind. And Ryan, who do you think's scamming you? Yeah, they. I will say the popular consensus by Sun and it's Sun's Candy, and others in the chat that have had it, including myself, is these are not for enjoyment. These are more for novelty. But you should definitely try them if you like them. Ryan, I'm not following you. And in fairness, you're welcome here as long as you're cool, but that's kind of my call. I think a lot of people are super confused right now. No worries, Peter. Ryan, I highly doubt that was the case. And how would anybody even remotely know that? You have a purple R as the picture, and your name is Ryan. Again, the vibes of the room are just chill. We just go with the flow. So you're welcome to hang, but I don't think anybody timed you out because I get notifications of that. Go for it, Jacob. I would, for what it's worth, Jennifer and Shannon, I think somebody's trying to look for a reaction. And I think that's part of what's going on is just like everyone's welcome here. As long as you're cool and not going after other people in the chat. Yeah, it doesn't even make sense because I'm pretty sure Shannon was not here in the chat yesterday, so. Peter, let it happen first, though. We're trying to get to the bottom of it. I appreciate you being proactive. I really do. But I almost want to see how this one sort of plays out because I'm extremely confused because nobody did anything and the person's name that he's throwing around wasn't even in the live yesterday. Anywho, on a lighter note, so we talked about falling asleep. Does anybody have tricks for staying soundly asleep? I have toyed with, and I'm not endorsing, nor am I condoning, nor am I giving medical advice in any way, shape, or form, but magnesium glycate. I can't say that I've seen any benefits. Lens, I would actually enjoy watching that, and I'm being dead serious. Jennifer, you don't need to do that. Well, if you're thinking what I'm thinking, Shannon, it depends on where you live. Well, that's what we were thinking, Ryan. And again, we have several former trolls in the chat. Here, you're allowed to be here. Just don't troll. We're just a really chill community of folks that just talk and hang out. If you want to troll, there's other lives. Go have at it. We're not against trolling per se. It's just probably not the right room or the right vibe for that, if that makes sense. Well, I appreciate you guys so much. And again, we're never here soliciting that or asking for that. The only thing I do occasionally, from time to time, ask is if you could watch a few of the long form videos, hit the like, and leave a comment. That would help immensely. Other than that, appreciate you, Jennifer and Shannon, for the kind words and for your generosity. It's more than we deserve. Madison, nobody's hiding anything, I promise you. Jacob found us yesterday evening. Occasionally, we do, whether it's through our actual videos or through our lives, we do have new members of the community that pop in. He popped in yesterday and was intrigued by Taekwondo. And then he and Peter realized that they were from the same country. So it's a relatively small world. So one of the things they do, it made Son's day today, Jennifer, I'm not going to lie. One of the things they do at the school he's at, because he has to wear a uniform, obviously, because it's parochial school, is they do kind of like take a penny, leave a penny, but it's with uniforms. So as your kids outgrow theirs, leave it, and then if something fits them, take it, and it's just a uniform exchange. And somebody had left a hooded sweatshirt that's for his school, and they're logoed with the school name, Saint, and they're not cheap, and he just outgrew his, and we said, yeah, well, I guess we'll have to get you a new one, and blah blah blah. And he found one there that somebody had turned back in for the exchange that was like the exact ideal size for him to wear this fall and winter, and it like made his day. So it's funny you bring up the hoodie weather, because that was like one of the highlights of his day. That and playing hose roulette. So again, I know I talked about this before. I assume it's self-explanatory, but does anybody else want to know what hose roulette is? Yeah, they're a genius idea. They really are, the exchanges. So with hose roulette, Son loves to play this, and the only rule we have is you can't use jet. So you just call out a number, or you just keep turning the dial, and then pull the trigger, and then you have to take it for 3 seconds. So you have no choice. Whatever spray comes out, you have to take that spray for 3 full seconds. And like I said, it was with that cold hose water, man, it was invigorating this evening. Madison, I can put an end to this so we don't keep like murdering the chat. It was all because in previous chats, Jacob was asking like what the vibe of the room was. Was it young folks? Is it an older community? And Peter just gave ages and ranges of people that come into the chat from time to time. You, not everything has to be so deep. Some stuff is really actually surfacey, I promise you. Welcome in, Mama Bear. How was the day? Hope you're still healing up and feeling better. Exactly. And that God's honest truth was the context of the conversation. That's great to hear, Mama Bear. I think Mama said she's Mama on our side said she saw you in a live she was watching earlier today. I don't know if she dropped a hello, but I think she said she saw you. I'm not gonna lie, Jennifer. Dunkin' Donuts has ruined me on that word. Every time I hear it now, I used to think of Wizard of Oz, and now I think of donut holes. I think Mama from our side and Mama Bear were in a similar live this afternoon. I was working, and she like yelled out that she's like, I think Mama Bear's in this live with me. So I don't know if she said hi or dropped your name, but she was really proud of herself that she saw you in another live. See, there's another thing, Shannon. I am not a donut person. I just do not like sweets. But But the donut shop we go to, it's a local place. They make them like literally behind the glass. It is made like 6 inches from the counter where they're served. Everyone in the family loves those. We go there every week after Mass, literally every single week. But they have a Morning Glory muffin that I get that is a Raisin Bran muffin that is just phenomenal. So that's what I get. Okay, so that's a great point, Jennifer. No worries, Mama Bear. It's totally okay. Uh, that's a big debate too. Is whether what's the fluffy one called? The cake one's like the denser one. The fluffy one is. Does it have a name? As in the movie The Meg, Mama Bear? Is that big shark movie? Okay. So, son's a huge chocolate long john guy, and heaven forbid you give him sprinkles. Uh, if I am going to break down and have a donut, it's going to be an apple cider, but glazed, not the sugared. And those are cake, but it reminds me of the pumpkin farm, and that's why. Yeah, I think the Meg is like based on like a prehistoric shark that was like 50 times larger than a great white. I think it's got Dwight Schrute in it, if I'm not mistaken. So, Shannon, the donut shop that's by my house, and we used to do. We have several videos of them on our Dad and Son Cook and Eat It All. They do fresh apple cider year round because there's apple orchards out by us, so they have apples in cold storage, and they make cider year round, so they have access to fresh cider all year. And every pumpkin farm I go to, none of them can touch how good Country Donuts apple cider donuts are. They're just so good. So what defines a cruller? I've heard of it, but I'm not versed enough. So are you chocolate or vanilla long john then, Jennifer? Anxiety, you talking about these candies? Yeah, right now though, Jennifer, if you're to buy the gallon from the place that they get it from, it's $50 a gallon because it's out of season. So you're paying a premium. During season, you can get it for about $7 a gallon, but right now, because it's at a premium, you pay $15. But they always have it on tap too. They got like one of those old school like lemonade fountains that used to be at like pizza places back when we were younger. They have one of those where it's just cold cider on tap. Favorite food? We talking style, Peter, or are we talking single item? Mayflower. I've never heard of that, JJ. I'm not gonna lie. Mayflower's a moving company by us. Madison, you're welcome to join the conversation. I think the discrepancy is what the chat's looking for is for there to be people participating in the current conversation. I think that's what it is. Or even if you're having a sidebar conversation, um, that it not necessarily be what's perceived by some people as contentious, if that makes sense. On my side, Jennifer, I'm sorry, I got full Wi-Fi. I could switch to 5G, but I'm concerned I'd lose it. Are we good now or no? Baby, it's cutting out? All right, the only thing did this fix it? How about did it fix it? I turned it on 5G. Are you in the live now? Well, can you confirm if you can hear it now or not?